Case study time, actual deal breakdown from my business that we actually just closed today. Pretty bananas. It was a $24,000 deal on one text message. Let me break it down for you. Boom!
Ain't never gonna stop this fire.
I can't believe this business is so incredible, and if I can do this, every single one of you can do this. Every single one of you.
Something higher. Ain't never gonna stop this fire.
Everybody, it is Brent Daniels back again with an actual case study, because what's the point? I am actually doing deals. I am actually showing you exactly what you need to do deals in your market. So let's break this down. Now, remember, if you've been watching this channel, you know that there are 4 pillars that we need to pre-qualify every seller with. Okay, this determines whether or not they're distressed or not, or whether this is a deal or not. Okay, and if you remember, it's condition, timeline, motivation, and price. What is the condition of the property? How much repairs does it need, or how much renovations does it need? The timeline, when do they want to sell it? When do they want their money? Okay. The motivation, why are they selling it? Why would they sell it to a cash buyer and not list it on the market, or not fix it up themselves, or do whatever, or rent it out? There's a lot of different options, but why aren't they doing that? Why do they want cash? And then price. Does the price line up with something that you can offer? So this is a breakdown. This is a property that is in Phoenix, Arizona. It was on 15th Avenue. Now, 15th Avenue is kind of a busy street, which whenever you're looking at properties, whenever you're comping properties that are on major streets, you have to take about 10 to 20% off the retail value, the ARV, right? The after repaired value, and that's what somebody is going to buy it for. It's a little bit different, because when you're on a major street, only a certain segment of the buyers will actually buy in a major street, because they're concerned about their dogs running out, or they're concerned about their kids running out, or they don't want to back up into traffic. There's a lot of different reasons, but because of that, we adjusted our price. Well, actually, when we had originally talked to her, when Alejandra was pre-qualifying her, we got a great price right off the bat. So the source of this was on a Driving for Dollars lead, okay? That we put through Deal Machine. And then what we did is we skip traced that through batch skip tracing. Guys, all the links down below if you're interested in getting any of those and all the discounts, check it out. We got the phone number for batch skip tracing. We then, we cold called them, but we couldn't get a hold of them cold calling. We checked the records afterwards, and but we also texted them through Lead Sherpa. Lead Sherpa is like a text blasting platform that when we get the phone numbers from batch skip tracing, sometimes we can't get a hold of the people on the phone. We call them, we're TTPing them, Sometimes they just don't answer. There's a segment of the sellers that never answer their phone if they don't know the number, but they respond to texts. They respond to a lot of texts. It is a huge, huge advantage. So they responded to this text, thankfully. She responded and said, yes, she did want to sell the property. So going through this deal with Alejandra, I was looking at, okay, what is the condition of the property? So the condition of the property was, it was just dated, okay? This house was originally built in 1965. It was a block construction. It was a pretty typical floor plan. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great, and it was just dated. It just had not been renovated. And if you have a house that's 50, 60, 70 years old that hasn't been renovated, somebody's going to have to renovate it at some point. So it does need significant renovations, but the bones were pretty good. You know, the roof, the mechanical parts of the property were good, but it just needed a full remodel. Okay, full renovation. We'll call it renovation, not remodel. Renovation. Okay? Their timeline, this woman wanted to sell now. She was done with it. She had been dragging her feet year after year after year after year. I'm telling you, when you're proactive out there and you're trying to initiate conversations with people all the time, which I encourage you to do, obviously, then sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes people are ready now. Like literally, you could talk to somebody today, you could text somebody today, and they're ready to sign a contract that same day, in a week. So this was we had to wait for her to get back from out of town, so it took about 4 days, and she was ready to sign now. Now was her timeline. She wants her money in the next couple weeks, which is great for us because the sooner we can close it, the better. Now, this is really important. Time is the killer of great deals. I am telling you, if people keep stiff-arming you, pushing you away, all of a sudden, if you're not following up or if you're not closing these deals as fast as possible, things get in the way. Life gets in the way. People start chirping in their ears that they can give them more money, or why didn't you leave it to this family member, or why didn't you list it to my real estate agent? Time, write this down, seriously. Time is the killer of big, massive deals. So act quickly on all of these. So get to the property, get in front of them, get the contract signed, and get as short of a closing period as you possibly can, and still leave yourself enough time either to close it if you want to close it yourself, or to assign it to somebody else that's going to close it, and they can act really, really, really fast. But those big deals, guys, do not sit on them. Do not sit on them, okay? So the timeline is now. Motivation. Her motivation was it was just her and her daughter. And they had a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. She just wanted to downsize. She just wanted to downsize the property. And it had now gotten to the point where she couldn't take care of it anymore. Not only that, it's an older property. So if it's an older property, she can't take care of it anymore. It's the perfect storm, right? How did we know this? How did we find this person? How did we get in contact with? How did we initiate this? We drove for dollars. We saw it on the street. You can see these things on the street every single day. Make sure you're using the app, get the owner information, skip trace it, call them or text them, preferably call them. It's a lot more effective than text. But if you can't get a hold of them by calls, then text them. Boom. The price, she came right out the gate. This thing was on Zillow for $250,000. She came right out the gate and said, if you give me $167,000, it's yours. $167,000. Now, here's an important tip as well. When people give you a price, you can do a couple different things. You can ask the question, is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can do? Because remember, if people give you a price and you immediately say yes, what do you think happens in their mind after you leave that conversation? They say to themselves, I sold it too low. Maybe I should go get counsel from this person or that person or this person that has no idea about property values. Remember, the buyer sets the value. It's not the seller. It's not an appraiser. It's not a real estate agent. It's not even the market. A ready, willing, and able buyer sets the price, sets the value on everything. I don't care if it's a tennis racket or if it's a property or a car, whatever it is. The buyer always sets the price. So what we said was, is that the best you could do? She said, nah, why don't you come over, take a look at it, make sure that it's something that you want to buy. We ended up getting her down $2,000 to $165,000, right? So we got it at $165,000, which is great because it's an extra $2,000 that will go directly to our income, to our profits, which is fantastic. And then we go in, we take pictures, we get access set up, and then we send it out to our cash buyers, and our cash buyers were able to get it. We put it out at $187,000 for a $20,000 rip. Now remember, we probably would have pushed it to $30,000 or $40,000, but it was on a major street. There's only a certain amount of cash buyers, let alone retail buyers that'll buy it. But we had a couple that were bidding it up. We got it, we actually sold it at $189,000. That is $24,000 of an assignment fee off of one text that happened last week. We signed it up this week and it closes in 2 weeks. That's what this business is all about. That's why this is so incredible. What would you do with a $24,000 deal right now? How many paychecks do you have to get if you're working in another job to get $24,000? And you can do that. Just follow this plan. Follow the path. Watch this channel. Get involved with the TTP family at wholesalinginc.com/TTP. Check it out. If it feels good, sign up for a call. It'll be the best call of your year. Anyway, I'm pumped. I love it because we do this every single week and business is just phenomenal. Wholesaling is the greatest business, in my opinion. If you're going to be starting out in real estate, it is the foundation because you are sourcing the opportunities. That skill sets up everything else you want to do in real estate. If you can source real estate opportunities, you will win. You will win over and over and over and over and over and over again. You'll build a huge portfolio of real estate and then be wealthy. So that's what I want from you. That's just what I want from you. You guys are the best. I love you. Until next time, TTP. See ya.